Slaking might just be the best non-legendary Pokemon ever, if it wasn't for the gorilla in the room. Also, wow, Hoenn really just hands you the best team possible before the second gym. But in battle, Slaking is outrageously strong, its stats rivaling even the box art legends. 150 HP, 160 attack, and even 100 speed and defense, that's a terrifyingly fast gorilla sloth. Between utility with Yawn, recovery with Slack Off, and a plethora of strong offensive options, what's not to love? How is this not the best early game Pokemon ever? Well, because of its very crippling ability Truant. I'll admit I was really on the fence about how much of, or if at all, a penalty that this should get, so I asked you guys that exact question and got a lot of great comments in response. On one hand, it should be a penalty for sure, since it's arguably the worst ability in the game and makes Slaking completely useless on every other turn, which is at best an inconvenience and at worst just loses you the battle outright. But on the other hand, Slaking has access to both Hyper Beam in early gens and Giga Impact in the later gens, both of which will probably one-shot your opponent, and then the turn you're supposed to be recharging kind of doesn't really matter since you're loafing around anyway. It is a really hard decision because it's by far the strongest Pokemon that you can get that early, but this comment put it perfectly. If it didn't have Truant, everybody would use it on every single playthrough. And I agree, I think the negatives are enough to constitute a little bit of a penalty, so 4.5 stars in battle prowess. It does, however, get 5 stars in availability thanks to Slack Off, and the concept, as we went over pretty extensively in Vigoroth's video, is amazing. This whole line is a great representation of the Sphinx's riddle, with the additional inspiration from an interesting sloth-ape mix, eventually landing in the gorilla-esque giant sloth-like Slaking. That's about as good as it gets for a normal type concept. 5 stars. And its design is really well done. I think that they did the most that they could with that concept without losing touch of it, with the silvery mane showing its maturity, the hulking body, and the "if you make me get out of bed, you're going to regret it" look in its eye. It is a really successfully imposing gorilla monster, but I don't think it's quite top-tier Pokemon design. 4.5 stars, which will give Slaking 4.75 stars overall and a spot on the Hoenn top 5.